King Simba had gathered all the animals together to share a very wonderful news, a news that would change their lives forever. He informed the rest of the animals that the time has come to see their family grow. So Nala and him has fulfilled the dream of honoring the circle of life, and they are having a cub. Once he was done, Nala found a place to rest since she is now very tired. The scene then shifted to Pumbaa and Teen approaching Simba, who is their very good friend. Simba demanded for a favor, which was that he needed them to act like an adult and not kids. He also stated that they don't scare his little Kiara and no stories. Simba plans to go visit Nala. Kiara then arrived to meet her dad in an emotional way. He says his goodbye. The very moment Simba left, the two in charge of taking care of Kiara began to entertain Kiara with one of their wild stories, which was simply how they had bravely defeated Scar. Kiara informed them, saying it was her dad who had defeated Scar. They jokingly told her that her father probably had lied to her. Just then, a loud lightning occurred, making little Kiara scared. Immediately, Pumbaa and Teen comfort her. Fortunately for them, Rafiki arrived to visit Kiara. Rafiki then proceeded to tell her how Simba himself was scared when he was little, further stating that Mufasa, who was her grandfather, once took Simba to the highest point of Pride Rock and taught him how to roar. Sadly, Kiara informed him that she will and can never be as brave as her dad or Mufasa. Rafiki began telling her another tale. During this narration, the scene then switches to a kingdom, where hundreds of elephants and other animals are crossing vast landscapes. Mufasa's parents showed their young son the beauty of their world. They all sang a song which was filled with hope. Unfortunately for them, this whole happiness is cut short as a serious water torrent began to cause a devastating flood. Unfortunately, Mufasa's parents did everything they could to protect their cub from this natural disaster. From the edge of a cliff, his father urged him firmly to leave as there's still time. Mufasa in shock doubted if he could make it or even have the ability to escape. Unfortunately for him, just as he tried reaching out to his mother, a huge elephant hit him, making Mufasa slip and swept away by the raging waters. Rafikis continued to narrate, saying that the surging flood eventually carried Mufasa far from his parents and even far beyond the kingdom. Mufasa, now on a floating log, continued to wonder to find his way out. A moment later, he met a little cub named Taka, the son of King Obesai. Curious, Taka immediately questioned Mufasa about his name, which he replied. The two continue this conversation where Taka then admitted to Mufasa that has a secret but refused to share it at first. Mufasa insisted that he tell him, and just then, he revealed to Mufasa that he was about to be eaten by a crocodile. Now in shock, upon the realization that he could not swim, Mufasa began to struggle to get to the edge. Once he was there, Taka tried helping him, but it was already too late, just as it seems there was no hope for survival. Taka's mother arrived roaring and confronting the crocodile, saving both Taka and Mufasa. Immediately, Taka Mamash furious scolded Taka, stating that she had warned him not to talk to strangers. However, Taka defended himself, stating it wasn't his fault as he had just came down in order to have a drink, and just then, he saw Mufasa floating by. He introduced Mufasa to his mom, but that they leave him, and she is of the opinion that Obesai would never accept a stranger in their pride. Mufasa narrates his story that he is not a stranger, that he is simply just lost as a huge flood had destroyed his home and separated him from his parents. Mom then agreed Mufasa follows her home. She brought Mufasa to their home and introduced him to King Obesai. However, he informed them that they don't associate themselves with outsider, nor taken stray into their pride. What only defines and bring them together is blood. And Taka, being their future king, must protect the bloodline. He further stated that the name Mufasa bothers him. The name Mufasa simply means king. Mufasa revealed to him that he is the fastest cub, and this was a fact his mother had told him. So Obesai proposed a competition. If he's as fast as he says, he would have to prove it by racing with his son Taka. However, if he fails to win, Obesai will devour him, but if he does win, he stays with Taka's mom. Immediately, Taka and Mufasa begin to prepare for the race. Soon after, the race begins as the two run the pride watches. Unfortunately, Mufasa begins struggling due to lack of food and rest after having a hectic day. He breathed heavily, even jumping from a high distance just to catch up with Taka. Taka, seeing this, then decided to slow down. Taka, now running side by side with Mufasa, then informed Mufasa that he has always wanted to have a brother, and continued to run forward before making a decision to slow down completely, allowing Mufasa to move ahead, sacrificing his victory. Taka's father isn't happy by this, making him angry and disappointed, but his mother was really proud of her son. Soon after, the two began to explore the kingdom, continued to bond even more together. The song singing, "I've Always Wanted a Brother," continues to play as they did so. Time passes by. The little-known cubs grew into young lions. They pranked the whole lion and continued to act petty together. Obesai angrily reminded Taka that Mufasa would never be his brother, and he, King Obesai, only have one son named Taka. He stated that Mufasa will eventually betray him, because that's the nature of those who don't belong, but Taka does not want to believe this. Meanwhile, we discover that Taka's mother had taken Mufasa under her wing, teaching him advanced hunting techniques that set him apart from any other lion. She believed that over time, Mufasa will develop an extraordinary sense of smell, a gift that is considered unique. Later on, during one of their usual hunts, something terrible follows them in shadows. Immediately, they got attacked by a massive white lions. Taka saw this and immediately flee the scene. Mufasa immediately attacked them, showing massive courage, and even managed to defeat one of the white lions, saving Esh's life. Immediately, the two head home as they are already exhausted from this unexpected attack. Esh informed her husband of the attack and also told him that if Mufasa hadn't been there, she wouldn't be alive by now. King Obesai thanked Mufasa, who in return warned everyone, stating that those lions are halfway from finding them, and they need to prepare. The scene shifted to a kingdom where we are introduced to the White Lion's king, Kyros, a very heartless and ruthless leader. Just then, one of his warriors reported the fight, stating that the one who had attacked them earlier, which is Mufasa, is the one responsible for his son's death. Meanwhile, Taka is very sad on the fact that he had left his mom for the danger earlier. However, Obesai tells him that this never happened, insisting that Taka must lie as he never abandoned his mother, and now, honesty no longer matters. To him, what matters now is to protect the bloodline. Just then, the lion Obesai had sent to investigate the attack from earlier then returned. In fear, they reveal that whatever Mufasa had said then was true. So in order to safeguard his lineage, Obesai decided to send his son Taka away to start a new life, ordering Mufasa to accompany him as his protector, swearing an eternal bond of loyalty, which Mufasa disagrees. However, once Esh spoke to him and convinced him, he agreed to accompany his brother Taka. Taka, in tears, then apologized to his mother Esh for abandoning her in the face of danger. In an emotional way, they said their final goodbyes before Mufasa and Taka set off on their journey, leaving Esh behind. The wild lions arrived, and Obesai then confront King Kyros. Kyros made his purpose clear, as now he is now the only king in his pride, and there can only be one supreme lion that will be him. Obesai then realized that no escape is now. The circle has been broken, there will be one lion king. Taka and Mufasa continue their journey, but unfortunately for them, the shadows of the white lions suddenly appeared and began chasing after them. They got to the end of a cliff and are cornered as there is no room for an escape. Mufasa immediately pushed Taka off the cliff. Fortunately for them, they landed safely. Just then, one of the shadows of the white lions soon follows. But a crocodile emerged from the depths, capturing the huntress and dragging her underwater. Meanwhile, the current from the river brought both Taka and Mufasa to safety. In their way, they both encountered a lioness named Sarabi. She revealed that she has been searching for survivors. A bird named Zazu also revealed that Sarabi is a princess, and her father had sent him to protect her on her journey. Later, we are introduced to a young Rafiki among his kind. He was born with exceptional gifts, prophetic visions, the ability to communicate with insects, and even the power to heal, but these abilities simply made him an outcast among others. They voted to banish him. A young monkey tried to persuade Rafiki to stay, but insisted he wanted to leave as it's time for him to go. He did so, and the light eventually made him to cross paths with the lions. However, seeing Mufasa, he didn't show any sign of fear, making Mufasa shocked since they are lion. The four then continue their journey. Rafiki shared his wisdom with Mufasa. Moments later, Mufasa then confessed his fears, although not just of water, but also of the dreams where he felt his parents' presence. Rafiki comforted, informing him that he will always feel his parents. They continue their journey, Mufasa relying on his keen sense of smell. Mufasa warned of a persistent danger, as their footprints are followed by Kyros who won't give up. On their way, Taka goes to meet Mufasa, informing him about his feelings for Sarabi. Mufasa then advised and suggests he approach her calmly and ask her about things she liked, including a type of flower called duck. Taka immediately goes to meet Sarabi, and in a funny way, he stated that she smells like a duck. They are interrupted by the white lions who arrive just in time from across the valley. Mufasa immediately tried to convince nearby elephants to help them fight, but Sarabi got an idea and did in accordance to it by pushing beehives toward the elephants, causing the bees to attack the elephant, and in return, the elephants created chaos, driving off the white lions group. However, during this chaos, Mufasa saved Sarabi, who was seriously injured. Once she gained consciousness, she asked to know who had saved her earlier. Just then, Mufasa told her it was Taka. Taka is surprised by his brother's kind lie and accepted it in silence. Later, he quietly thanked Mufasa. That same night, Mufasa dreamed of his mother, the warmth of her presence, and her words connecting him to the home he had lost. Once he was awake, Mufasa decided to set a plan which they must do if they wanted to reach Mele safely. The plan is to ensure the white lions couldn't track them using their scent nor their foot track. Zazu volunteered to help and immediately went on to cover their track with snow. The white lions realized this, and immediately Zazu heads straight to inform Mufasa of this. It gave them an opportunity for them to rest. In the evening, Sarabi approached Mufasa, quietly looking directly into his eyes. She also revealed that she knows it was him who saved her, and not Taka. Sadly, during all this, Taka listened in pain, his heart consumed by jealousy and rage alone. Just as he sings, he slipped and fell, making him come one-on-one with King Kyros. Taka, feeling betrayed by his brother, then stabbed Mufasa in the back by revealing to the king it was Mufasa who killed his son. And now he will lead them to him and also guide them to Melee. The next morning, Taka rejoined the group, acting like nothing, informing them. He went for hunting. They finally arrived at Melee, a beautiful paradise with abundant water, lush green plants, and vibrant wildlife. Immediately, the White Lions arrived and ordered his fellow lion to go find other lions. The White Lion King revealed he is just here for Mufasa. He further stated the truth, as it was Taka who directed them to Melee, with his little traces he left on the way. Mufasa, now in disbelief, refused to believe this, but Taka confirmed it's true, stating that Mufasa had stolen his destiny. And yet again, Sarabi chose him just like his mother. Mufasa manages to escape moments after he was attacked. Unfortunately, the White Lion arrived and attacked Mufasa, pushing him into a cave, while Taka refuses to help. An epic battle began inside a cave. Mufasa fought Kyros as Taka watched from above. After a long extended battle, he defeated Mufasa as Kyros prepared to deliver the final blow. Taka heard his mother's voice in his mind, reminding him that his moment to be a hero would eventually arrive. Immediately, Taka realized this, as his brother needed him. So he intervened and saved Mufasa. During their battle, a sudden flood destroyed the cave. Kyros relentlessly pursued Mufasa, and their fight continued underwater. Unfortunately for Kyros, a massive falling rock crushed the White Lion King, ending his reign. After the fight, Mufasa struggled to leave the cave as he is now exhausted. Take rethink helping him, but eventually did help him. On his way, he met Sarabi. He looked at her and left without saying a word. Once Mufasa got outside, the whole animal began to bow, calling him the Lion King of Melee. In an epic and yet emotional way, Mufasa's mother appeared. The two reunited, although she brought heartbreaking news that his father had passed away. Taka later returned asking for forgiveness, but the other animals called for his exile. Mufasa refused to let his brother go without a home. However, he made things clear that from now on he will never speak his name, will be called Scar. Back to the present, Teen and Pumbaa congratulated Rafiki on his storytelling. Simba and Kiera returned together. They informed their daughter that of her newborn brother. She then promised to protect him.